all right, it's a struggle to make ends meet. It's a struggle to make ends meet in the richest country in the world. Now, I'm playing two separate videos. One's from Hotspot and another one's from Case Study QB. One is about how a U.S. company is forcing everyone to work 7 days a week. Hang on. Please don't rage out and punch your screen, but I'm pretty sure all of you have seen firsthand or know people that have worked for corporations that just really don't give a damn about workers. Let's first talk about this corporation, this company that wants its workers to work 7 days a week. And you'll hear a story about this one kid who just wanted to go to his graduation, but his bosses told him no.
A U.S. company has mandated 7-day work weeks over 2 months.
At my job right now, they're doing a 7-day mandate, and they have been for about 2.5 months. So that's 8 hours every day. You have to be there.
Dana Incorporated has required employees to work 8 hours daily, including high schoolers working second shifts.
Some high schoolers work there. They work the second shift. They work like 3 to 11. And obviously, that's probably really hard. I can't imagine going to high school on top of this. But this kid asked for work off. He's like, hey, can I have work off? Like not paid time, none of that, but just like he needs a day off because his graduation is coming up. And they denied him. They're like, sorry, you're not hired in yet, so you don't have PTO, so you can't take any time off. And he's like, I'm literally like graduating high school. I just want to go to my graduation. And they're like, sorry, you can't take a day off.
Under the FLSA, there's no limit to consecutive work days, though overtime must be paid for hours over 40 per week.
The state of work in America it's so bad. Like, to mandate 7 days a week for like months on end, and then give all your employees like 5 days of PTO, and then go, you can't take any time off otherwise, is so dude. It's so bad.
Oh, yes. And speaking of it being bad, because, look, we've seen our fair share of corporations dismiss workers. I mean, who could forget in 2020 when Amazon, oh, my goodness, Amazon, your track record for treating your workers during the pandemic. Oh, such a stellar performance. But now, hey, Fox News is discussing why Gen Z can't buy a home. Hell, boomers, millennials, and Gen Xers are struggling to keep homes. Because guess what? According to the system, you will own nothing and be happy. Just follow orders. Follow orders and shut up. But of course, Fox News, being who they are, they do want to have it all. They want to have all the fun stuff. You can't have it all. You do have to save and cut back in order to afford that down payment. Too bad that everyone's in credit card debt. Going to college is a dream. And listen, I'm just going to tell this to you guys right now. Boomers, Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z. It is our social responsibility to ensure not only that we prevent the next generation from being enslaved and chained to the college industrial complex, but anyone else that's part of our generation that's thinking about going to college, do not get people, try and talk to people and make sure they're not intertwined, interconnected, enslaved by the college industrial complex. College right now here in the United States is designed to keep people in debt, okay? The system is not promising anything anymore, and getting that degree may not be worth it. Now, look, go to a trade school, go to an apprenticeship, go to community college, or either that if you want to go to a 4 or 5 year academia, or either that want to have a career in academics, go overseas where college is either affordable or free. And that means taking time. But you know what? Don't get wrapped up in the college industrial complex, because that's one of the many reasons why a lot of people can't even own a home. Hell, even rent an apartment, because people are struggling with debt. But Fox News, show us that big old heart that you guys got.
Let me be a bit of a devil's advocate. Sure. There used to be, and it's probably more of our parents' generation, the idea of like, I'm going to cut coupons. I'm going to pinch every penny so that I can get that down payment, so that I can buy a home. There's a little bit of change in the psychology of like, well, I need that like Louis Vuitton purse or that vacation, or, are people willing?
First of all, I don't see a lot of people buying Louis Vuitton purses and everything else. Downtown Chicago has become basically a moonscape, okay? Prices are all too high, all right? Our cities are falling apart. No one has the money to buy the luxury goods anymore. People right now are trying to, survive. And it's easy because, hey, Gen Z, This isn't the first time the media has blamed a generation. Millennials, we've gone through it, you know. So at this point, don't expect the media to be your ally, but they're going to blame you. Hey, how come you guys aren't going to Applebee's? Hello, I'm a boomer, I'm a Gen Xer, I'm a millennial, and we're not going to Applebee's. We're not doing all this stuff. People, it's not just Gen Z, it's everybody. And every single one of us needs to call out the system for what it is.
To sacrifice to build that nest egg today.
So I understand what you're saying. There is sort of a understanding with this younger generation. They have a harder time changing their habits. They do want to have it all. They want all the fun stuff, the Starbucks, the nights out, the drinks, the dinner, and also be able to afford a home. And what we're realizing in this time, that's just not possible, right? You can't have it all. You do have to save and cut back in order.
Gee, wouldn't it be great if people are actually given increase in wages, inflation went down. Maybe if we didn't have these ridiculous wars, rising up inflation, maybe if, Wall Street and the big banks are actually held accountable, that would be a sight to see.
Order to be able to afford that down payment. I will say to their credit, though, I think that down payment with the price not coming down and interest rates not coming down, it is harder to be able to do that, especially when rent is so much now that sometimes after rent, there isn't room to save. Then you can't get that down payment. Then you're not launching out of your parents' home. So that is sort of the spiral that I understand that they're.
And sometimes I think then you move in with the parents to save the money, but then that cash is burning.
Right, then you're doing more
vacations in Starbucks.
Exactly.
And in case there was any confusion, yeah, of course, here we go. Fox News making fun of people, right? In case there's any confusion, especially from this first video that I played, the guy was telling a story about a high schooler who couldn't go to his graduation because the company wouldn't let him go. Can't go to your graduation, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime moment. We got profits to make, you lazy, entitled bastard. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. It's and our whole system is designed to keep us that way. The whole system is designed for us to keep us work. You know what people's biggest regret is when before they die is, oh, I wish I didn't work so much. It's this ridiculous puritanical logic. Work, and get closer to God. Now, look, I like to work. I like to do this show. I like to put all I can into this, right? And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you, who want to do your own thing and live life to the best of your ability. But what we got here, they're expecting us to work until we're dead. I made this joke on the show before. When you see Walmart greeters, people who are 80 or 90 years old, or either that, you're seeing in Walmarts or in other stores, people who are 80 and 90 years old stocking up cans in the grocery store. They're expecting us to work till we die. No vacations for you. No home ownership for you. No savings for you. Just work, poor people. Work harder, and then you die. And then when you're dead, what they're going to do is they're going to attach an exoskeleton suit to your body, and your body's still going to be moving. So even in the afterlife, you still will be working. There will be no freedom. Just work. No home ownership. You will own nothing and be happy. I said this before on the show that the number one issue on this show will be, of course, you guessed it, the economy. Now, I know this war is also a major issue, especially the crisis in Gaza and Ukraine, but the economy, it's going to be the economy. And Joe Biden and his administration's track record is abysmal.